feel like you're just lacking the confidence in your craft? I know that it's really important for us to have confidence in what we're doing, because if we're not confident in us, how do we get our clients to be confident in us? Hi, I'm Jamie Larson with the Snap Society, and today I'm going to be talking about being confident in your craft and the 3 P's. Okay, so the first P is permission. Just remember that if they hired you, they are giving you permission. I can remember when I was first starting out and I would be at a shoot and I'd say to somebody, or I'd say to one of my clients, so do you want to go here or here? Do you want to do this or that? And I was really surprised at the response. The response was, you're the professional. We trust you. And that happened a couple of times, and it made me think, why do I need them to remind me that I am the professional? So it's really important that you remember that going in and that you're giving direction. People aren't used to a camera walking around being in their face all the time. Even if you want more candid shots, you can still give some direction like, okay, why don't you interact over here, or give them a book to read, or say, don't look at the camera. But they do need some sort of direction, and they've hired you because you are the professional. So you're not being bossy, you're just giving direction and you're doing your job. The second thing I do to have more confidence in my craft is I pray. I pray and I do self-talk. It may sound a little unconventional, but when I'm on the way to a shoot, I really do just pray. I pray that I would be creative. I pray that I know how to handle situations, and that these would be images that the people would cherish for the rest of their lives, because I believe prayer works, but also I do a lot of self-talk. I'm the child of a counselor, and so my mom always had me doing self-talk. And there are a lot of lies that come into our head, and a lot of what ifs that come into our head on the drive to the photo shoot. Do you agree with me? I mean, what if it starts to rain? What if the child doesn't cooperate? What if the father isn't cooperating? How am I gonna handle these situations? But the thing is, you know what you're doing because you are the professional, and you're gonna come up with a creative way to handle situations. So what I would tell myself is, I'm the professional. That's why they hired me. I'm the professional. That's why they hired me. And I keep saying that over and over again. Another thing that is helpful is to go through those scenarios and come up with solutions, and then to let them go. You've come up with the solutions, you know what you're gonna do if it happens, and now you're prepared, so just let it go. All right, the third P in having more confidence in your craft is to be prepared. This is a little bit longer one, but it's pretty juicy. So what I do is I have a shooting bag, and I shared this with a couple of you, and you guys were like, oh my gosh, I want to see your shooting bag. So here it is. This is a shooting bag that a friend made for me years ago, and I probably need another one because it's all stained. But I'm kind of a minimalist, so I don't keep a lot of things in my bag. I don't carry a ton in my bag. Oh, that's the back side of it. This is the front side of it. And so I never take anything out of this bag. Sometimes my children take things out of it, but I never take anything out of it. I like to leave it just how it is, and then I put it in my garage and I pick it up and I go when I'm ready for a shoot, and I don't have to worry about it. One thing that's in there that's been a lifesaver is this stool. I'm short by nature, and so this stool is super helpful, and I love it. I got it off of Amazon when you couldn't find them in stores, and now you can find them in stores. But it's really cool because it just opens and shuts really easily. Super quick, and it's super, super light. The other thing that I have in this bag is a book. Sometimes I switch this up, but I love to have a fun book for kids and families, especially to help them just kind of get into the groove of the actual photo shoot, where they're interacting and connecting with each other, and it brings a lot of emotion to the shoot as well. And then I have my reflectors, and I have several reflectors in this one little reflector bag, and so and a diffuser as well. The other thing I have is a little toy. I have a colorful toy, and normally it's one that makes noise. This one squeaks. You could have one that makes noise if you know, like more of a rattle. And I'll put it on top of my head when I'm shooting to get the little ones to look at me. The other thing that's so important, and I'm so glad that I realized this, is baby wipes. Even if you don't have babies, you're gonna have kids with snotty noses or with something on their face. So baby wipes are always really essential to have. This is kind of like the Mary Poppins bag. The other thing I carry is this white umbrella. Before I had a diffuser in that reflector bag. I used to use this. Also, if it rains, sometimes it'll just do a little rain in San Antonio where I lived before. And so I would use this and I would still shoot in the rain. And then the last thing that I have that looks to be empty because I need to refill it is extra Pez, okay? I have a Pez dispenser that I put on top of my camera, and that gets the little ones really excited, and when they do well, they get to have a little Pez. And so I always make sure to have backup. I actually unloaded this into my camera bag, and then normally I have another backup in my bag, so I need to get more of that. But that's one of the things that I do for preparation, is just having this shooting bag totally ready to go. The other thing that I always make sure to do to properly prepare for my shoots is that I scope out the location. Now, I just moved, as many of you know, to Colorado. But when I was in San Antonio, I had my location set. Unless somebody else came up with a location, I pretty much knew all the locations that I was going there because I had lived there for 10 years and been shooting for 7 years. But now I'm remembering what I had to do in the beginning, and that is to find a location, and then I always go to that location at the time that I'm gonna be shooting. So I always go there and the night before, a couple nights before, at the same time that I'll be shooting. And the reason why I do that is I wanna know where the light is and where it's gonna be good. And I know, okay, we're gonna start here, we're gonna work our way around, and we're gonna end here based on the light. So that's really, really important to know your location and to understand the light in your location. And the third part about preparation that I do that is really simple but really helpful is I always have my clients arrive 15 minutes early. Now, of course, they don't know that they're arriving 15 minutes early, but I tell them the time to come, and I always make a 15-minute cushion. Because families that have small children are typically late, or they want to change and put a different shirt on the child, or they need to get the shoes on the child or wipe the child's face. Something always happens and it pushes back the time. And as you know, with us natural light photographers, the light is so important. And so there's this anxiety that kind of comes up in us like, okay, come on, we got to get going here. But if I schedule in that 15-minute cushion, it just makes me more confident and it makes me more calm. And then if they are a little bit late, I can just be like, you know what, it's no problem. Just do what you need to do and we'll get going when we need to. So that 15-minute cushion. Okay, so there you go. Those were my 3 P's for being more confident in your craft. Okay, now I want to hear from you. Tell me one thing that you do that's really boosted your confidence in your craft, and let me know down there in the comments below. I love hearing from you. Thanks so much for watching. Again, I'm Jamie Larson with the Snap Society.